finally lost.
That's pretty
All
funny.
right.
Everybody hear me okay? I'm doing some weird freeze and stuff, I think, because I'm... Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Give me a thumbs up. Me clear. Mason. Oh, no. All right, Mrs. McGuff, you go first then.
Okay. I just have a few things this morning to tell you. Here, but my Schoology was acting really wonky. Anyone else have Schoology issues this morning, or did anyone try to get on? I was spinning and spinning and spinning. I think maybe it's just me then. Alrighty. One thing Mrs. Art and I were talking about this morning, and we just wanted to share this with you. A few of you were unable to make your scheduled meetings for math, science, ELA. And what we agreed upon is if you should have a problem, whether it's a technical problem or you had to run out or something happened to you, and you cannot make your class time, it's okay for you to come to the other class time. So, like, I received an email yesterday saying I forgot it was at 10 and I tried to get on at 11, but it wasn't my homeroom. That's okay. If you have a mistake or you have an emergency or you have a doctor's appointment and you can come into the other homeroom, we're doing the same lessons. We'd rather have you there, not in your homeroom, than not come at all. Okay? But we don't want you to say, oh, I'm going to sleep late today, I'll just come later. That's not what we're trying to say, but we're saying if you have an emergency or something happens where you miss your scheduled class, it's okay to come into the other one. Having you that. So like I teach math and science at 10 and then I do it again at 11. So if you miss the 10 o'clock and you're in my homeroom, come to Mrs. Art's homeroom time.
You do it backwards with Mrs. Art's homeroom, right? You do your first homeroom is math and science.
Yep, then I do science and math. That's correct. Yeah, exactly. Okay, and I think really that would be more for, like, if my homeroom somebody overslept, because I understand what you're saying, Miss Curry, that if you're oversleeping and you're supposed to meet at 11, you're obviously not going to come at 10 either. Does that make sense? Or you had a meeting. So that's an option. If that's available to you, and you are having a hard time because we know tech issues happen, internet goes down, if you get up during the next time, it's okay. Okay, come see us because we want to see you. That's my first thing. For math, you need something to write on today in your math journal. And we had our players of the day yesterday. Congratulations. Go out to Mackenzie from my homeroom and Alexa Redmond in Mrs. Ernst's homeroom. So way to go. I don't have too much today, except I do have one more thing, because this is for you, Miss Watson. Yesterday you noticed that I was in a different room in my house, and I told you asked me about my statue in the back. Does anybody remember who I told you that was? Who was it?
The Native American, but I forget his name.
Okay. So here's what I don't know. It's my bad, because I'm not sure where you are in ELA, and I just can't wait to start social studies with you guys in January. His name I told you was from, he's a Shawnee Native American tribe leader, and he was responsible for a lot of the Ohio River Valley. We'll learn about that. Don't worry if you don't know, Ohio's close to us. And what he did was, he was a Shawnee Indian, and he fought for the Indian rights to hold on to their land. So I don't know, did you do the westward expansion yet, Mrs. Arnett? I'm not sure.
Yep.
So when the settlers were trying to move west, they were moving into land inhabited by Native Americans. And the European settlers thought it was okay just to take people's land.
Wait, Mrs. McGuff. Who can tell Miss McGuff why? What were the reasons why they were moving west? What were some of the reasons?
Because they were getting kicked out of their home.
Hold on, time out.
And the Mexican War ended.
Jules, give me one thing. Go ahead, Jules.
The chief of the next person, do you know any of the people that get hurt if they did war? So he just went on for moving west.
Yeah, but why were Sophia? Can you tell us what were some of the reasons why the U.S. settlers moved onto the Native Americans' homeland?
Because the gold rush was happening.
Uh-huh.
At one point it was the gold rush and they discovered gold on the land.
Yep.
Another point was because a war ended from down where the Native Americans lived, so they were all going up.
Mm-hmm.
And then some were coming to the side for the gold rush, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
So those are some that I can remember off the top of my head.
Good. Those were some of the reasons ago. Sorry, we talked about that. It was really exciting.
Right now, that's really awesome because Will picked up that in social studies, and it was a very sad time in our country's history where the European settlers thought it was okay to just take what the Native Americans had forever. So Tecumseh stood up to it, and he was actually killed in the War of 1812, and that was a big dispute between Britain and the United States. So he was a hero to a lot of Native American tribes. And he was kind of like civil rights. He stood up for his people. So he's an important person in history. Just wanted to tell you that. That's all I have.
Our novel starts in 1877. So we are a little bit later on with the Nez Perce, but we are starting to find that they are going into battle with the U.S. Army. So it's really an exciting time in our book.
So Tecumseh was killed in the battle of the War of 1812, a little before the time that you guys are working on now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But we'll learn more about that in social studies.
Yay! All right, so I hope my thing is still recording. And I hope you can hear me. I'm pretty sure it's because I have a video uploading in the background. So give me a thumbs up if you can hear me okay. Do the thumbs up on the...
I can hear you, but your video's like choppy.
That's okay. Here, I'll turn my video off so you can just hear me and it doesn't look weird. How's that? Okay, so I don't have a lot. We are finishing our lesson that we started yesterday. So we'll be picking up right where we left off, and I'm going to be giving you some time and talking you through writing those summaries. So if you are having trouble writing those summaries, we're going to talk about it in class. So I don't really feel like I'll need to meet with anybody prior to that because we're going to be continuing to go over that. So don't worry about it. And other than that, you have your fluency and your spelling that you can get caught up on while you're waiting for math today for my class. And then Mrs. McGuff's homeroom, you could do it after. You have math and science. But other than that, I think that it's a pretty simple day. Tomorrow, remember, you have specials. We have a morning meeting. Are we still having our morning meeting, Miss McGuff, Miss Curry? Because we have a staff meeting at 8:30. That should be over, right?
Yeah, that would have to be over in time. He would make sure.
Okay. So we'll...
Please, let's hope so.
I know. So we'll still see you tomorrow at 9:30. But other than that, that's all I have, I think.
The only thing I just want to add is for fluency, guys, make sure that you are listening to your recording before you click submit. So for those of you who wanted to get a jump start on it and you wanted to do your recording, I'm hoping that you already practiced it a few times and then you recorded, but you should not be clicking submit until you listen to it. Because there's a few reasons why you need to listen to your recording. One, if you don't like the way you are reading, I'm not talking about you don't like your voice. A lot of us don't like our voice when recording. That's not what I'm talking about. If you don't like the way you are reading, such as you noticed you made a bunch of mistakes, it was really choppy, your volume was like you were yelling, or maybe you were whispering too quietly, things like that you're listening for, you don't like that, or you think that your teacher might not like it, or you think that your teacher you should then re-record it and listen to it again before you submit. So don't just go and submit anything just because you recorded yourself. You should be listening to yourself and checking to see if this is your best fluency recording. The other reason that you should listen to it is that some of us are having microphone issues. And if you listen to your recording and you can hear yourself, then that means Mrs. Hart and I can hear yourself too. But if you listen to it and it's either really choppy and like there's some static going on and like you can't pick up the words, or if you listen to it and there's nothing, it's silent, then Mrs. Hart and I can't hear anything either. So you need to listen to it before you click submit. If you're having microphone issues, I know, Luke, I had messaged you, and I know Mrs. Everett, you had some other issues with students before. If you're having issues where you're listening to yourself and you can't figure out why it's silent or something like that, then you need to reach out to us so that we can help you if you can't problem solve on your own. But you can't just submit something that is blank, because how are we supposed to give you a grade on something that's blank unless you want us to give you a 0 for that? So just problem solve a little bit and make sure that you're listening to your recording before you click submit.
And
Miss Curry, I just want to say something. I had to laugh out loud, and I was not laughing at what Miss Curry said. That was serious. On my screen, I have Ange and Jules right on top of each other, and they both have their opposite hands raised. It was the funniest thing to see. One on top of the other. One has a left hand raised, one has a right hand raised. And it was just like looking in the mirror. It was really funny. So that's what you heard me chuckle. That's what I was chuckling about. It was just too cute.
I figured it was something a kid
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, it was sister and sister. Just
Sister act.
images.
And go ahead, honey.
For my fluency, were my essays like really weird?
I haven't listened yet. I'm not going to lie. I've been trying to plan ahead for the next couple weeks because my kids are going to be home with me next week. So things are going to get really hectic. So your fluency I will not be looking at other than did you do it or not until I'll be listening probably next week. Okay? Jules?
When I was doing my fluency, it randomly stopped when I was like 20 seconds in.
All right. Well, you'll just have to re-record then. So sometimes things happen that we can't, that are out of our control. So that's why we have a couple, we have the whole week to do it, and we can re-record if we need to. Liv?
Can't we submit our intake journal from yesterday?
No.
Like the paragraph thing?
No, not yet. Yep. I mean, you don't have to. We're gonna talk about that in class today. Daniela?
The same thing that was happening to Juliana was happening to me. And like I just kept recording and it keeps stopping at like different amounts and it didn't get to 1 minute.
All right, well, just record as much as you can if it keeps doing it. Try it a couple times, and we'll try to figure that out.
And also, try to be aware to see if the mouse on your screen, if it's over the stop record button, and you accidentally maybe touch the space bar or the keyboard or something little that you might not even realize that you're doing, that could also be stopping it. So maybe when you're recording, hands off the computer and see if that kind of helps you.
I saw, hold on, there were other questions.
Luke. Yeah. Luke, what's up? Friday for science. You might need to refresh my memory, bud.
Yeah, the Friday science last week. I'm sorry.
What about it? I'm not sure what you're talking about.
I did not choose.
Alright, Luke, it's really hard to hear you, bud, with your...
What to do?
Are you guys having trouble hearing him, too?
Yep.
breaking.
All right, so how about this? Luke, stay on at the end of the call when more people go off, and maybe that'll help. Okay. Luke. Okay, Morgan, hold on. Luke, can you hear me, honey? Luke?
Give a thumbs up, Luke, if you can hear Mrs. Barrett.
All right, Luke, stay on at the end of the call when a lot of our homeroom goes off, and maybe that'll help, you know, with the glitchiness of
And
your...
if not, which I think it might be your microphone and not the tech, not everybody on here. So if that doesn't work, Luke, we'll hop on a meeting, you and me, afterwards, and we can play around with your microphone. Because I know you were having issues with fluency anyway.
All right, any other questions for the good of the group?
I have one more thing.
Okay.
I forgot. I'm sorry. If I could just jump in.
Okay.
In science, we are either today or tomorrow. I'm confused. We're starting with a new packet, lesson 10. I don't know if it's today or tomorrow. And I went to school yesterday and saw there were about 9 packets in my room. That means I think 9 of you didn't get it. And we're drawing and we're doing circle graphs because math and science are married. And here's what I need for you to do. If you don't have the new packet, it's going to be really hard to write on Schoology. I need you to email me that you don't have it. There are at least 8 of you that don't have it, I think, unless I made more copies than I needed. And I will drive it to your house. You will get to see me and all of this goodness if you don't have it. So don't all say I don't have it just because you want to see me. Because I might put on that bathing suit and come deliver. So, right now, I don't have it. I'm coming to your house and I'm bringing you a math journal. Right, Alex? I saw Alex yesterday. I went to his house. So, I will come, but Alex, I did not wear my bikini. I'm sorry.
All right, Isabella Albright has a question that was before the bikini thing, so it might be a serious question.
Miss Barrett.
Yeah,
I already submitted it.
that's fine.
Is that okay?
Yep, don't worry about it. Katie.
Miss McGov, what is the thing that you had extra copies of?
It's Earth Science lessons 10 to 20. So if you don't have it, email me. Don't tell me now. I'm old and I teach until 12:30 and I can't remember my name after that. So I will not remember it. You need to email me so when I get back on the planet, I can come to your house. Okay?
All right.
Especially for Friday. We need the packet by Friday or it's going to be a nightmare for you.
All right. Send my guys off.
Okay.
And Mackenzie, you can stay on while you're on the next call, so just wait 1 second. If you're one of my friends, you are free to go. Okay, Mackenzie, hold on 1 second. Okay.
Oh, Mackenzie wants me to come to his house.
Yes. And,